Welcome to the universe as I see it. Now, I don't believe you can mount the iOptron HAE29 directly onto the AVX tripod because the 29 needs a smooth center post like this that it fits on and rotates on when you're doing your polar alignment. However, even though it's got the hole there, the pier doesn't really need that post because it's not being rotated. It's being held rigidly in place. And so that's why it can go onto the modified AVX tripod, whereas the mount, I don't believe can. It may be possible to do further modifications on the mount, but since I have the pier, that's not something I'm going to concern myself with. There's no adapter that will let you put an iOptron HAE29 onto a Celestron AVX tripod, but it's actually not that difficult to do if you have the mini-pier. And so I'll show the final work and the steps on how I did that. It's actually quite simple. So this is my iOptron 8040-8 mini-pier, which connects to an HAE29. And it's mounted on an AVX, a Celestron AVX tripod. And there's a lot of metal shavings around. I just finished this. And I'll sort of work backwards as I take it apart. But you can see that the polar alignment peg for the AVX is still there. Really, nothing has to be done that affects the AVX. You have to do only one simple thing to the AVX, and I'll show that in a minute. But it connects to the AVX the same way it connects to a regular iOptron tripod. One thing you have to do down at the bottom in order to get the spreader tight, you have to have a little spacer. It can be a column of washers, or I've just got a little piece of PVC pipe, because this here does not push all the way up the way it does when you're putting the AVX mount on. It's held on with these two bolts, like there and there, which are M6. So I'm going to take this off, which will take a moment, and show what I did to the AVX tripod. So there's the AVX mount. The bottom of the mini-pier connects the same way that the mount connects to the pier, two M6 holes, threaded holes. So what I did was I used like a white pencil or something going through here to mark where the holes would be. You can also use a sheet of clear plastic to make a template for placement of the holes. And then I drilled and tapped M6 holes there on the AVX mount. They don't affect the function of the tripod when I want to put the AVX mount on it. In fact, I don't even have to remove the polar alignment pin. I just have two extra holes in the mount. They just sit there. There's not going to be a problem. One issue that I had was I bought a very inexpensive drill and tap set, and the tap works beautifully. Absolutely no complaints. It works great. The drill was lousy. I had to go out and I bought a, I think it's a cobalt drill by Milwaukee. It says hard metal, and this was 3/16. Now 3/16 is a little bit too small, but after drilling the 3/16 as a pilot hole, the drill that I got with the tap and drill set would go through pretty easily and would make the appropriate size hole to use the tap with, which is 5 millimeters. The drill I bought was 4.8 millimeters. But the drill that I bought at Home Depot, the Milwaukee drill, just went through this metal of the tripod real easy. The other one just sat there and polished it. It really didn't do anything at all. All right, so you have to have a good drill or nothing works. And you can see I haven't cleaned up yet. There's bits of metal all over the place. But that's the only modification that has to be done to the AVX tripod. Just these two holes tapped at M6. Once you do that, it's a relatively simple matter of putting this in place, lining up the bolts with the holes, and screwing them in. And I can now attach my iOptron HAE29 and use it with my AVX tripod, which is a very heavy, sturdy tripod. I've also purchased the carbon fiber tripod for the HAE29. Neither the mount nor the tripod are in yet, but I did get the pier from a separate online site, and it did come in, and so I was able to make this adaptation to my tripod. So I'm very happy about this because I will be able to use the HAE with my current scope, which is a RASA, an 8-inch RASA. And while it should work on the carbon fiber tripod with some weights in it, it's going to be a lot more stable on this AVX tripod. So, but if I want to use two rigs at the same time, I'll have to, put the HAE on the carbon fiber. But for right now, when I first test it, I'm going to test it with the larger, heavier tripod to eliminate any tripod issues, as a problem when I'm testing things out. But I'm quite happy about this. It seems to have worked pretty smoothly. And, the final test will when I get them out and put everything together. But when I did screw it together, this was very, very solid on there. I'm not too worried about this. Right now, it's in the 5-inch configuration. I haven't put it to the 8-inch configuration yet. I won't unless I determine that I need to. And that's about it, about how to make a slight modification on an AVX so it'll take an iOptron mini-pier. Here you can see the mount on the pier on the AVX tripod. Everything went together just great. It is really, really solid. These aren't great photographs, but everything worked beautifully. And this is the RASA on the HAE29. Thanks for watching. Please hit the like button.